Alrighty guys, we're back for some mono black discard, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard Brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? First of all, this was a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. This was my version of discard, and hopefully I put it together well enough for you. I almost went with a Dimir build, but I opted to not. We have some pretty cool Dimir cards that could have worked, like Rona or Invasion of Amonkhet, and even Kaito would have been pretty cool, but yeah, mono black this time round. So a lot of ways to discard. The Raven Man is a really cool one. It's a 2 mana, 2/1 legendary creature. It doesn't matter, we have all 4 of them. I think it's going to be very important in here. At the beginning of each end step, if a player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. And then for 3 and a black mana, you can tap it. Each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. It's a pretty cool one, guys. So we have a bunch of things in here that have discard, like Concealing Curtains is a 1 mana 0/4 defender, and for 2 and a black, you can transform Concealing Curtains, of course, only activate it as a sorcery. Transforms into Revealing Eye. It's a 3/4 menace. When this creature transforms into Revealing Eye, target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards that card, then draws a card. So it works with the discard theme, but just being able to grab the opponent's best thing and just rip it out of their hand and then they just draw a land instead happens to be really good, guys. More ways to discard. We have Pilfer, a couple of them. It's a 2 mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards the card. So yeah, good stuff. Liliana of the Veil, all 4 of them, of course. It's a 3 mana 3 loyalty planeswalker. The +1, each player discards a card. Nice. The -2 is target player sacrifices a creature, so a little bit of removal. And then -6, separate all permanents target player controls into 2 piles. That player sacrifices all permanents in the pile of their choice. Nice. Graveyard Trespasser, the ward cost here is discard a card, and hopefully the opponent has like no cards in hand to actually discard to eventually target the trespassers. So that's the hope, at least, right? Now we have a lot of stuff on the top end here. 4 Invasion of Eldraine. This is a 4 mana battle siege with 4 defense counters. When Invasion of Eldraine enters the battlefield, target opponent discards 2 cards. Okay. And if you ever get to flip this, it comes out as Prickle Fairies. It's a 2/2 flying at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. If that player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, Prickle Fairies deals 2 damage to them. We'll see how much this ends up doing. I don't think it's actually going to be too bad in here, though, overall. I have a long Reach of Nights. So this is a 4 mana saga. And for the first 2 chapters of the saga, each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. More ways to remove, and hopefully at that point, they just don't have many cards left in their hand, guys. So of course, on Chapter 3, you exile it and then return it as Animus of Night's Reach, which is a 0/4 menace. And whenever Animus of Night's Reach attacks, it gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in defending player's graveyard, which is kind of, sort of, like, it has a little bit of anti-synergy with the Graveyard Trespasser because you're taking stuff out of the graveyard, but that's fine. It's really in here for the first 2 options here, a couple turns of removal or getting cards out of the opponent's hand. So more stuff on the top end that works with the discard theme. We have a couple Painful Quandaries. It's a 5 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player loses 5 life unless they discard a card, and at that point, hopefully again, they don't have too many cards left in their hand, huh? Junji the Midnight Sky is a 5 mana 5/5 flying menace legendary creature dragon spirit. And when it dies, you get to choose one. Each opponent discards 2 cards and loses 2 life. Not bad. Or put target non-dragon creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. You lose 2 life. Okay, pretty good, man. Pretty good. Got a couple Sheoldred in here. Not the good Sheoldred, the other Sheoldred. Nah, they're both pretty good, honestly. But you guys know what I mean. Sheoldred, this is a 5 mana 4/5 menace, and when Sheoldred enters the battlefield, Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature or planeswalker, and then for 4 and a black, you can exile Sheoldred, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery, and only if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, which hopefully they do because we're plugging stuff out of their hand, right? So, transforms into the true, or flips into the true scriptures. Chapter 1, for each opponent, destroy up to 1 target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Chapter 2, each opponent discards 3 cards, then mills 3 cards. Okay. Chapter 3, put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control, and then exile this and you get that Sheoldred back. Pretty cool stuff, man. So this is a lot of expensive stuff, so we are opting for all 25 land in here, one of them being an abandoned Mire. Now I talked about the other Sheoldred. Yep, the Apocalypse is also in here. It's going to do wonders just in general. Got more removal here at the front of the build, some go for the throat, and a couple cut downs as well. A lot of removal packed in, a lot of ways to have our opponents sacrifice creatures and all that good stuff as well. Look at that, no Invoke Despair. I'm preparing for the bans coming up. Now, I don't know if Invoke Despair is actually going to get hit, but if anything in this build gets hit, it's probably Sheoldred, I would say. Other than that, I'm pretty sure everything else is safe, right? Yeah, probably. And honestly, losing the Sheoldred in this build isn't too bad. It really isn't. What would we go up instead? Probably just like another cut down and another piece of removal. Maybe like the 3rd go for the throat or something. Or maybe a Bank Buster. Well, Bank Buster might get hit by the bans too, man. I have no idea how to prepare for the upcoming bans. I really don't. Honorable mentions over here, guys. Duress almost made the cut. Nezumi and Foreman. I just wanted to bring up like the different creatures like this card. They could be good in a deck like this potentially, and they're budget friendly too. So if you wanted to drop some of the mythics in the deck and go up some of these types of creatures, that could be fine too, you know. Traumatic Revelation I thought about for a little bit, and Cruelty of Gix I also thought about for a second, but we have so many top end cards here that it's fine. That's the list, guys. It's going to be relatively simple, probably janky, but it'll be some fun, I hope, right? Either way, let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, what am I expecting from the list here? Yeah, I guess we can't expect too much, but I'll tell you what, if anything can pull off jank, it's gotta be mono black, right? It's gotta be. I mean, that's not true. We played some janky Grixis builds the last couple weeks that did a lot, so... Okay, it's not a bad hand. Opponent goes first here, which could be scary, I suppose, but it depends. Hopeful Initiate. Oh, maybe some mono white? It's been a second. This could be fun. Second Sheoldred isn't the best draw. Thalia comes down, go for the throat. Just got a little bit too expensive for my liking, but yeah, Thalia could be an absolute pain for this build. Liliana draw was good, but now it's 4 mana. Anointed Peacekeeper. Oh, that Liliana's out of this game, bro. It's out of this game. I guess we start with go for the throat next turn then, depending on what we draw. Like a Graveyard Trespasser just hitting the board could be good enough, you know what I mean? Oh, they go for the throat. That makes sense, because now we need 5 mana for that, 4 mana, and we only have like the second Raven Man, and that's legendary. Ah, this is brutal, dude. We can't even block the Initiate. I'm just going to go no blocks this turn and chump the Peacekeeper next turn when it comes time. Oh, Trespasser. Yes, okay. Such a good draw, guys. It is. It's tough to remove. Brutal Cathar doesn't hit it very well at all. I mean, it does hit it, but then they have to discard, and then if Brutal Cathar gets removed, we just get the Trespasser back. So, yeah, Trespasser is a great draw. Now we just need to see a land off the top. And talk about 26 land if we don't see it, right? No, probably not, but maybe. We do have a lot on the top end. 26 could be a thing. Could be. Concealing Curtains good. Yeah, we stopped their attacks for the turn with the Trespasser, which is excellent. No land. Let's get the Concealing Curtain down. It's a good blocker. Just go no attacks. If there was something to pick up in the grave, maybe we'd swing with Trespasser, but their double blocks would be strong enough. They pass it back. Invasion of Eldraine, dude. Everything's too expensive. All right, let's go Concealing Curtains then. See what they have. Thalia number 2. You know what? I am going to have them discard that. Hopefully that's not just helping them filter because this is legendary. The big thing is, guys, we're going to remove the first Thalia when we get the chance by some miracle, right? We can successfully... It's still going to be a double block probably into the Glutton, but if we can remove Peacekeeper, then we'll have Go for the Throat available. I think we still hold back, guys. I think for now we still hold back. We kind of locked down the board state pretty well. We just need to actually get some of our removal onto the board. We got to get these Thalias out of there, man. It's making everything in our hand way too expensive. Yeah, Glutton's super rough. And we drew another one. Well, I guess we could swing with the first one and then surprise them with this second one, right? All right. This has Menace too. They might double block into the Revealing Eye. Keep Raven Man back as a blocker because they have great blocks against that, so. Okay, we're back up to 16. Yeah, second Trespasser is telling us to swing. Graveyard Glutton. Great blocker, man. Great blocker. Yeah, the opponent's down to 11. We really need to see the land, but we're pulling it off just with strong creatures. Lay down arms. Yep, see, they have to discard, dude, which is rough. And we're gaining life here, which is not what aggro wants for a deck like this. But we really, really, really need to see mana. Like, right now. Right now, dude, we need to see mana off the top. Let's chump the... Let's see, we have Raven Man number 2. They're not going to be discarding. Great swing. Adeline's scary. We got 25 Swamp in here. Okay, there we go, there we go. Unfortunately, a 4-mana Liliana against a wide board state just isn't good. It's just not, man. We go minus and they get rid of their human. Adeline was terrific for them. If we go plus, we don't have Raven Man on the board anymore, so we're not creating a 1/1 flyer. So we're gonna have to keep Trespasser as a blocker regardless. And this Thalia just holding us up so bad, guys. Even getting the Invasion of Eldraine down though, they played everything from their hand, so... I guess we get rid of their 1/1. We could also discard, but it's a tough decision. I guess we get rid of their 1/1 and see where they swing, because they might swing at Liliana, take some pressure off of our face, right? This can't block, so we swing in the air. And these little birdies would have been great swinging into the Invasion of Eldraine. But I don't know if we're gonna have very many turns left here, guys. We do need to see another land off the top by some miracle and then go for the throw. Unfortunately, probably just hits the Adeline over the Thalia. Both initiates are gonna get buffed here. So we don't have great blocks at all. We could double block Adeline and hope we survive the turn. Depending on what they're swinging with at Liliana, though. Okay, training. We double block Adeline. We take 10. Right? No. That's not right. Where am I missing? Oh, Peacekeeper. I wasn't counting the Peacekeeper. So it's 13 damage if we double block Adeline. So we have to, unfortunately, take out Thalia. I guess we want to keep Trespasser alive, so that way we can gain some life back here, right? And that is 11 damage coming through. Crap. I guess Trespasser has to die. Take 10 damage. Peacekeeper dies. Dude, yeah. I guess overall, if we would have seen more mana throughout the game, maybe we really do have to think about 26. But also, I think we might have just gotten a little unlucky overall, I suppose, right? So we take care of the Adeline. We can't block with our birdie. And taking care of Thalia there wouldn't have done too much anyways. We get rid of a Sheoldred, and we're going to let the opponent swing on through for sure. Do I think this could have been anyone's game? Yeah, technically. But we would have had to see a lot more than what we did see. Good game, opponent. Did I already drop it? Actually, I don't know. Let's see, what emote do you get? They dropped the second GG's just in case I didn't see the first one. I'll give him this GG then. Oh man, yeah, see the late game Liliana is pretty bad because after the opponent establishes a board state, especially with Adeline, like Adeline's so good against Liliana. Did I have fun that game? Game. I didn't see land for how many turns? You know what? We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it, man. Although, more fun is had when you can play your cards. I'm looking at you, Mono Blue. No, I'm just teasing, guys. Mono Blue isn't that bad overall. It really isn't. Like, it's rough, but it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I was just talking about this, I think, in the last video, where I don't think anything gets hit with the ban hammer for Mono Blue. What do you guys think? I don't think so. I'd be pretty shocked if something got hit. I guess it's possible, like maybe a Hottie Jin, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I just don't think it's a problem. It's a tough deck for sure, but... Alright, we have 4 land in the opening here. We're gonna keep this. The opponent goes first, though, which is pretty scary. Hopefully we don't get run over in the first 3 turns, because once we get to the 4th turn... Okay, then we got stuff. Plains. 5th land, sure. I suppose I should be scared of a flood now. We'll see. Ooh, Painful Quandary, that's a good one. Spot removal for Raven Man might be likely here. No, okay. Sorcery speed spot removal then, maybe. Restoration of a Ganjo. Okay, some Orzhov that we haven't necessarily seen before, so... Another swamp. Another swamp isn't bad. Something else to play early on here would have been good, I suppose, but... You know, we don't mind seeing extra mana in here. 6 lands, not too excessive yet. Another land off the top next turn, then that's excessive. Then I would call that a flood. But pretty much anything else to play would be fine. Restoration gonna flip next turn. Invasion of Innistrad takes care of Raven Man before we get the 1/1. I'm sad. Wow, Liliana would have been good, but that'll be good to take care of the Architect once it flips. Long Reach is good. Oh yeah, guys, we're in this game. We're in this game. I'm excited. It's too bad they found removal before we could like swing at the Eldraine and get the extra birdie though. Uh-oh. Portal to Phyrexia in the grave. I suppose they wanted that to happen. That's not good news, guys. That's not good news. Render Inert. Let's go. Okay. So they flip that into an enchantment, I believe. Get a couple zombies, which works really well with our sacrifice abilities. Oh, man. I guess Painful Quandary early on before working on any of their creatures could be fine. I am a little bit afraid that they find something to remove our enchantment, but... Yeah, they have their zombies for a while for the sacrifice abilities. We're just gonna go Painful Quandary. Who knows, man? If they can't wrap up the game in a couple turns, maybe Painful Quandary's enough. It might be. Okay, get a 2/2. Yeah, our sacrifice abilities aren't working very well against these decks that are going wide. A cool build, opponent. Some props to the opponent, man. This is awesome. Some Orzhov, like, battles, maybe? I don't even know. Maybe the Invasion of Innistrad might just be in here for the flash, realistically, and another way to clean up games, too. So Liliana. So if we go long reach over Liliana, we'll have both next turn, and what we're hoping for, we're in trouble. We're in some serious trouble, man. Okay, good. They can't produce any more zombies because there's no creatures in the grave right now. So next turn, we have to go long reach into Liliana, and we have to have them sacrifice everything, dude. Everything needs sacrifice. They take the 5, they want to keep whatever's in hand. Yep, just generate more. Wait, maybe it's like Orzhov tokens, huh? I bet it is, because of that 1 5-drop battle that flips and buffs your tokens. How cool is that? That's really cool, opponent. I'm not even mad right now. The opponent has a very cool build. Actually, could be a very scary build, too. Yeah, the sacrifice abilities aren't doing anything against this opponent at all. And Painful Quandary... Oops. Painful Quandary isn't doing too much either. They were way too well established here. And the Eternal Wanderer was a great draw, too. Just more ways to produce tokens. So I bet wedding announcements in here. I wonder if wedding announcements on the chopping block. Probably not. Probably not. I don't think that would be a weird one to ban. I'm going to be talking about this all week in all of the videos. Like, what is going to get banned, man? I wonder. All right, let's hop into the next one. GG opponent. I think I forgot to drop it, but I was in awe that I was up against a deck that we just don't see. But yeah, I bet that 5 mana battle that reanimates, because that's what Portal of Phyrexia was in there for then, right? Bring back Portal, because it hits a non-land permanent, so it can even hit the big planeswalkers too. So I bet Kaya was in there. I wonder if both Kayas were in there. I want to talk to the opponent about that build. It's a good hand. The best hand of the evening, actually. We're going first. Caves, okay. No 2-drop, unfortunately. That's a shame, but overall, this is fine. Oh, no creature, so Liliana not doing too much here. I guess we could go Concealing Curtains then. I'd rather Trespasser, though. Go for the Throat is a very real thing, though. Yeah, let's go Trespasser. Go for the Throat on Curtains isn't that good, and if they discard to get rid of Trespasser, that's kind of the whole point of the discard theme, so... Gonna be a cut down, okay. And I guess we'll hit... Actually, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna hit our Concealing Curtains. It's totally fine. Get that 1 damage through, right? Get them back down to 20. So land off the top for the next couple turns would be completely fine. Sheoldred's good. Everything seems fine here. I can only imagine the go for the Throat's going to happen soon enough. Start with the swing. And we're actually not going to hit the cut down. Submit 0. Because of the other Sheoldred that we have in the build. Sheoldred's Edict. Okay. That's a good way to get rid of the glutton. Get around the ward, but now we get to get Sheoldred down. We played Sheoldred before combat. There was no guarantees that it wasn't just going to be a go for the throat anyways, so I mean, I guess maybe we could have gotten the 4-3 off Trespasser then. Maybe. Bankbuster hits the board. Concealing Curtains. Let's flip the curtains over the Liliana, because I don't want to plus the Liliana and lose what we have in hand right now. Breach the Multiverse, Blood Tithe Harvester, big score. Oh man. I guess Breach the Multiverse? They're gonna, like, if we ditch the big score, they have a chance of just drawing another big score and ramping anyways, and they're still a little bit, they're far from Breach. But they're not that far. Big score ramps them twice, and then they just drop a land and then play the Breach next turn. Which just ends it, I would say. Well, maybe not. they'd get a couple creatures or planeswalkers, and then we have a lot of sacrifice abilities, so... Long Reach of Night is totally fine here over the Liliana, because we get a couple turns of them either sacrificing a creature or discarding, so... Let's do it. I think they keep Harvester, but we can swing by with Revealing Eye. Okay, they get rid of a Fable, so that means they probably have another Fable in hand. Or they think it's too late for Fable, but I doubt that. I doubt that highly, because yeah, Fable just does so much, and since they have Harvester ready too... This card's good, man. This is a solid uncommon. I wonder if it belongs elsewhere too. Just a couple turns. A couple turns of sacrificing or discarding. I mean, I guess it's not that good, but it does a lot. Like, they're gonna have to discard again here if they want to keep Harvester. Oh, wow. They get rid of the big scores ramp and draw with Bankbuster. I guess that way they can discard here a little more effectively. Well, now's the time, I would say. Trespasser's great. Junji is unavailable. Now's the time. Let's get rid of that Harvester.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it.
And we will swing with Revealing Eye. They only have 4 mana. At some point, even a Sheoldred's not that scary. We have Go for the Throat. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Now we're like, now we got the ball rolling a little bit here. Where, like, you know, the last couple games, the opponents went wide, which isn't exactly what you want to see for a deck like this. But right now, we're in a great position. We really are. Fable. So they got rid of 2 Fables already. That's Fable number 3. Okay. So +1, get rid of Swamp is fine. I think we just played Junji in the air, though, this turn. +1, maybe Trespasser's unnecessary right now. It's got to be Junji, right? Let's see what they end up discarding as well. I'm going to keep Go for the Throat, because we do need an answer for the Sheoldred's life gain when it comes time. Both of these have Menace, which is awesome. Get them down to 11. Junji hits the board pretty hard, man. That's a 5/5 flying vigilance, and if they kill it, it's an uh-oh. GG opponent. Let's go, guys. It's one of those matches that you just wish it was the first match of the video. Showcases everything very beautifully there. We got the lands when we really needed to see the lands. Everything just worked out very nicely. And we were up against like some top meta cards. So that was beautiful. That was awesome. Into the next one. I bet we can do that relatively consistently as long as the opponents don't go too wide every game, right? I think so. Maybe that there's a case to having some board wipes packed in here then. Let's see, the path, we would need to splash white mana in the mana base, which wouldn't be horrible. This is a bad hand, isn't it? Opponent goes first here too. You know what? Let's give it a shot. We have so much to draw, dude. We have so much we could draw. Cut down's open. Might be able to hit a Blood Tithe Harvester here, which is just one of the best things to hit. Oh, I would take the Pilfer. Yeah, that is what they ended up hitting. We've been seeing so much more duress. What happened, guys? What's going on? There's been so much duress right now. I guess it makes sense. Oh, man. The cut down's still open, but this is looking bad. Well, they play that, but they know we have cut down. I guess their plan is to power up Bankbuster. Oh, okay, nice. All right, let's take out the Harvester. We have 2 open for a Make Disappear, so they just draw on Bankbuster. They played Harvester to get the cut down out of our hand, maybe? Not really sure. It's 2 open. It's got to be a Make Disappear, right? We could always go Abandon Mire for the turn. It's either make disappear or just the Bankbuster draw. And for them, they want to make disappear the invasion. Do we play right into it, though? Yeah, we might as well. There's a chance that it's not, and it's just like an open abrade, too. Or it could literally just be the Bankbuster draw, which they'd want to do before they discard. Hey! Discard, too. This is pretty cool, man. Against some of these more mid-range builds, like, we're kind of doing a thing sometimes. Oh! Oh, it's the Atraxa version of this. It's the Atraxa Reanimator. Alright, the good news is, our sacrifice abilities take care of Atraxas Reanimator pretty well. We do have ways to get cards out of their grave too, so...
I'm tired of your secrets.
So Liliana dies to the Sheoldred. We want to keep Painful Quandary for now, so I'm just going to ditch the Swamp. And if we draw another Swamp, we play that. If we don't, we play Abandoned Mire Sheoldred. Alright. Over the Painful Quandary? Yeah, we got to get rid of that Liliana. They have no cards left in hand. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, guys. They're going to draw on Bankbuster, unfortunately, but, like, I don't know. This has Menace, too. If they just see one creature, we're swinging at that Invasion of Eldraine. Start draining them that way, too. They have 6 cards in their grave, so... Fable, okay, they are getting a couple creatures on the board off of Bankbuster Fable, so they do have double blockers for the Sheoldred. Yeah, another land isn't terrific. We could keep it. They're playing Liliana, we're playing Liliana. I think it's going to be a Painful Quandary turn. They do have 2 mana open. They have 1 card in hand, 2 mana open. I guess we start with the swing then, over the Quandary, right? And see if we can flip the invasion, or if they just end up double blocking here. Alright, we get the flip. Oh man, I still think we might want to play around to make disappear, but we can get Painful Quandary on this board. Yeah, the hope is that this just deals more... so much damage over time. Also helps us play around potential Invoke Despairs too. We're actually just going to hold the Swamp in preparation for more Lilianas. Painful Quandary hits this board state, guys. That's very, very nice. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. All right. See what they filter here. Oh, they filter a couple lands out too. All right. If they can bring the Atraxa back in time. I guess these ones run Gix's Command, right? That's what they run for their reanimation. Sheoldred's great. Probably discard over taking 5, right? Well, it depends what's in hand, because now they still have 2 mana open, so they're down to 13. A flyer in the air. They have enough cards, so Sheoldred can flip. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 creature, so we're going to hit that. Swing for 4. We don't trade here, do we? We're going to have 3 mana open, take 6. I want to keep this, just because it's cool. We have Prickle Fairies on the board, man. It's cool. I like it. All right, down to 12. Oh, another Swamp. That's brutal. Okay, Abandoned Mire is fine, but I also think we just flip Sheoldred, kill Sheoldred. Right? Right? I think so. Alright, we can play the 6th one. We can swing first, right? Exile Sheoldred. Yeah, it doesn't say tap here anywhere. Activate only as a sorcery. This could be spot removal in the opponent's hand too. We swing, it's getting dangerous, but I think we take that risk. This has Menace. I think we take that risk, right? Because Painful Quandary does so much damage. We're going to kill the Sheoldred now. Yeah, it literally has to be the Sheoldred. Oh, for each opponent, target any number of creatures and planeswalkers controlled by different opponents. Nope, there are no different opponents. That's a weird thing to have on Arena. I guess they want to make sure we understand what's going on. So now, Painful Quandary is enough. Anytime they play anything, they have to discard another card or pay the 5. So if it's an Invoke Despair, for example, they have to discard a card to play it. Yeah, they have to discard the other card. That's brutal, dude. We got them low enough. And great news here, man. Each opponent discards 3 cards, then mills 3 cards. So even if they find a way to draw, swing for 6, down to 6. No ways to draw, I guess. We knew that because they were out of cards in hand too. Are we gonna perish, bro? Okay, Concealing Curtains blocks well, but Harvester's scary. They can't play anything. They need to get the 6 through without playing anything. We might use Abandoned Mire, dude. Like, this is scary. We should probably do everything. Everything we can. Can play Curtains too. So let's see if we see like a Trespasser to gain some life too, because that's a better blocker than Curtains. A Sheoldred, we can't play it though. Liliana is fine, I guess, but then we'll only have 1 blocker. I guess Liliana just play the Curtains, because they discard anything. Curtains blocks. They copy with Reflection. Harvester. Take out Curtains with copied Harvester. We have Prickle Fairy, so if they see removal off the top, we're dead. Does it have to be the Liliana? No, because Harvester copy takes Prickle Fairies. That's tough. That's a really tough decision. I guess seeing a 2-mana card that we could have played would have been better, or of course our Trespasser would have been excellent too. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 2 or fewer cards. So they're going to be taking 2. We have 2 here. They don't have any pain land. Yes, they do. Caves is a pain land, but they have enough treasure and everything. So we just hold back, right? Man, this is a close one. This is really close. It's going to come down to their top deck. But then they can't play their top deck, actually. So even if they see removal, Painful Quandary. Oh, so maybe it was Liliana because... No. The double removal on Harvester, we needed 2... We needed 2 blockers, so we're not taking 6 here. They want to power up Bankbuster with the 1/1, use the Harvesters as removal. Take out the fairies. Yeah, they can't play their hand because of the Quandary. Take out the Curtains. Power up Bankbuster for 6. Oh, that's it. That's how they did it. GG opponent, man. That could have been anyone's game, huh? We were about to actually flip this into the True Scriptures too and get their Atraxas. That could have been so cool. Oh, man. Well, yeah, GG opponent. We're 38 minutes in, guys. I don't think we have time for another one, unfortunately. That was pretty fun. I had a good time. Here's the deck list again. Could I see 26 lands? Sure. I mean, I guess, but you're gonna flood out still sometimes. That's just how Magic is sometimes. I've actually been struggling with mana bases quite a bit the last couple of weeks. Really, it's all over the place. I could play a deck with 21 land, completely flood out. I could play a deck with 26 land and not hit my 3rd. I guess I don't know why. That's not usually the case. Generally speaking, I'm usually pretty satisfied with mana bases. I have no idea what's been happening recently. I guess just getting a little bit more unlucky. So a few things I could see, guys. Easily, you could drop down to just 1 of the top-end Sheoldred and go up another piece of removal. 3rd cut down's going to be fine. Imagine if we seen a cut down at any point in that last game. Would have been huge. Take care of that Blood Tithe Harvester or anything there, right? I think there might actually be a great case for a Bankbuster ban. Bankbuster's everywhere, all the time, doing so much for everything. So I wonder, because if they didn't have Bankbuster in that game, that probably would have been ours, right? Painful Quandary is really cool. I don't think I would go up any, though. I think the 2 is completely fine. It's 5 mana, dude. Super expensive. When you see it, you see it. When you don't, you're also completely fine, probably. having all the Lilianas, all the Trespassers just happens to be powerful. You know, we have really good removal in here too. Ravenman didn't see as much play as I would have liked today. Since it is legendary, I would have loved to have more birdies flying in at the Invasion of Eldraine. That was the original plan, of course, but we could drop down to 3. You know what? Everyone's playing Duress. Maybe we should go up a Duress in here. Maybe there's a reason. There's something I'm missing, man, and Duress does hit a lot of stuff in the current standard, so I could see dropping a Ravenman, dropping a Sheoldred, and potentially I would keep the 25. So drop a Sheoldred, drop a Ravenman, go up a single Duress and a third cut down. That's probably what I would end up doing after those games. So either way, guys, it's a pretty fun one. What did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments, of course. What would you add or take out? Oh yeah, the Sheoldred, the Apocalypse, I guess technically didn't do too much in this particular build, did it? It kind of just helps us with the whole idea of draining the opponent's life every time they like. So we have them discard their hand. If they have any means of restocking their hand, then Sheoldred is there to punish them for restocking their hand. And so that's kind of the concept. So maybe the Sheoldreds in general aren't incredibly useful in this particular build. Okay, hold on. Let me rethink this for a second. Especially since Sheoldred might be getting banned too, I guess we could talk about this a little bit. If we drop both of Sheoldred the Apocalypse and drop a single top-end Sheoldred here, that's 3 cards open. We can drop a Ravenman because it's legendary and it didn't unfortunately do too much today. That's 4 cards open, right? Go up a third cut down. You have 3 cards open. You could go up 2 Duress, and I think that would help a little bit. And you have 1 card open for probably your choice of just more spot removals. Somehow there's not enough removal in here. And it could also be a board wipe too. Couldn't remember the name of it. Path of Peril. We splash some white in the mana base. A couple Path of Perils could go a long way, potentially, maybe, kind of, sort of. It depends. Depends what you're seeing, man. I know we keep bringing it up, but man, Standard's just brutal in general, and it's no wonder people are cheering for the bans this week. So, yeah, I'm very, very excited to see the bans. There's some other 3-drop board wipes that we could consider too. I can't think of the names of them right now, but like they do -2/-2 to all creatures and stuff like that. Potential board wipes like that could help out, but honestly, whenever I act like 1 or 2 of those in for the aggro matches, I never see them, and I only ever see them during like mid-range games, and they happen to not be that good in mid-range. Like something like this, but not the one with green in it. You know, all creatures get -2/-2. There's another one from Neon Dynasty too, I believe. I just can't remember the name of it for some reason. You know what? Bloodline Calling would have been pretty good in a couple of those games, huh? The creature tokens getting -2/-2. I wouldn't add that though. It depends. It really depends what you're seeing. It really, really does, unfortunately. And as far as I can tell, everyone's seeing something completely different too. Collective Nightmare is one to keep an eye on, by the way, guys. The last couple times I played with this, it was really good. And that's because, generally speaking, I play creature-heavy decks, and so Convoke happens to be very powerful. Man, what was that card called with the ---- on it? Well, I'm not going to take up any more of you guys' time. You guys will have to let me know. What was that 3-mana board wipe card? It's like the Choking, but it's not. I can't remember. I think it exiles too. And oh, is this it? No, it's not. Never mind. Okay. Enough wasting your time. Let's go ahead. If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.